Get my fingers to wake up here. Pack up all your dishes, make note of all good wishes, and say goodbye to the landlord for me. That son of a bitch has always bored me. Throw out them LA papers, moldy box of vanilla wafers. Adios to all this concrete. Gonna get me some dirt road back street. If I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught, down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought, and here's to you, old skinny Dennis. The only one I think I will miss. I can hear that old bass singing, sweet and low like a gift you're bringing. Play it for me one more time now. Got to give it all we can now. I believe everything you're saying, and just you keep on playing. If I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught, down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought, and you put the pink card in the mailbox. Leave the key in that old front door lock. They'll find it likely as not. I'm sure there's something we have forgot. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry, babe. Love's a gift that's surely handmade. We got something to believe in, and don't you think it's time we're leaving? If I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught, down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought. If I can just get off of this LA freeway without getting killed or caught, down that road in a cloud of smoke to some land I ain't bought. So pack up all your dishes, make note of all good wishes, and say goodbye to the landlord for me. That son of a bitch has always bored me. Boy, Michelle Shocked is great. Whew. Makes me want to go write some songs. Well, there ain't nothing in the world that I like better than bacon and lettuce and homegrown tomatoes. Up in the morning, out in the garden, get you a ripe one, don't get a hard one. Plant 'em in the spring, eat 'em in the summer. All winter without 'em's a culinary bummer. I forget all about the sweating and digging. Every time I go out and pick me a big one, homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'd life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Pick it, guy. You can go out to eat, and that's for sure, but it's nothing a homegrown tomato won't cure. Put 'em in a salad, put 'em in a stew. You can make your very own tomato juice. You can eat 'em with eggs, you can eat 'em with gravy. Eat 'em with beans, pinto or navy. Put 'em on the side, put 'em in the middle. Put a homegrown tomato on a hot cake griddle. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'd life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Burn it up, burn it up. Now if I was to change this life I lead, well, I'd be Johnny Tomato Seed. 'Cause I know what this country needs is homegrown tomatoes in every yard you see. So when I die, don't bury me in a box in a cemetery. Out in a garden it'd be much better, and I could be pushing up homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'd life be without homegrown tomatoes? There's only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What'd life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Ooh, look out, Chet. I'm trying to think of a name for it. Ah. My arm's getting a little short. San Francisco fog. Cool. I don't know what to say. I'm touched. Thank you. That's really sweet. All right. Let's see. This is a song about the first time I ever saw a streamlined train, which I think happened in a little town in West Texas called Monahans, which is out between God dang. You ain't from around here, are you? They're out between Pecos and nowhere. I mean, flat, desert. And, it was like a moonshot. The whole town turned out. The train didn't stop or nothing, but we all went down there anyway. Now, being 6 years old, I had seen some trains before, so it's hard to figure out what I'm at the depot for. Trains are big and black and smoking steam, screaming at the wheels. Bigger than anything is, at least that's the way she feels. Trains are big and black and smoking, louder than July 4. And everybody's acting like this might be something more than just picking up the mail of the soldiers from the war. Just something that even old man Wildman never seen before. And it's a late afternoon on a hot Texas day. Something strange is going on and we're all in the way. Now there's 50 or 60 people. They're just sitting on the cars, the old men left their dominoes, and they come down from the bars, ooh, and everybody's checking. Old Jack Kittrell check his watch, and us kids put our ears to the rails to hear 'em pop. So we already knowed it when they finally said train time, and you'd have thought that Jesus Christ himself was rolling down the line, 'cause things got real quiet. Mama jerked me back, not before I'd got the chance to lay a nickel on the track. Woo, look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. She's big and red and silver, she don't make no smoke. She's a fast rolling streamline, come to show the folks. I said, look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Lord, she never even stopped. But she left 50 or 60 people still sitting on the cars, and they're wondering what it's coming to and how it got this far. Ooh, but me, I got a nickel smashed flatter than a dime by a mad dog runaway red silver streamline train. Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. She's big and red and silver, and she don't make no smoke. She's a fast rolling streamline, come to show the folks. I said, look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Woo! Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Screaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. There's a little song for any of you out there that might have pounded any nails for a living, or at least just hit your thumb a couple times. That counts too. Let us now praise the Carpenter and the things that he made, and the way that he lived by the tools of the trade. I can still hear his hammer singing 10-penny time, working by the hour till the day that he died. He was tough as a crowbar, he was quick as a chisel, fair as a plane, Lord, and true as a level. He was straight as a chalk line, right as a rule. Square with the world, he took good care of his tools. Lord, he worked his hands in wood from the crib to the coffin, with a care and a love that you don't see too often. And he built boats out of wood, big boats, working in a shipyard, mansions on the hill and a birdhouse in the backyard. He was tough as a crowbar, he was quick as a chisel, fair as a plane, Lord, and true as a level. He was straight as a chalk line, right as a rule. Square with the world, he took good care of his tools. He said anything that's worth cutting down a tree for is worth doing right. Don't the Lord love a 2x4? And if you asked him how to do something, he'd say just like Noah built the ark. You got to hold your mouth right, son, and never miss your mark. You be tough as a crowbar, you be quick as a chisel, fair as a plane, Lord, and true as a level. You be straight as a chalk line, you be right as a rule. Square with the world, you take good care of your tools. You be tough as a crowbar, quick as a chisel, fair as a plane, Lord, and true as a level. You be straight as a chalk line, you be right as a rule. Square with the world, you take good care of your tools. Here's a little love song for any of y'all might be planning on falling in love this evening. Wish I had a dime for every bad time, but the bad times always seem to keep the change. And you've been all alone, so you know what I'm saying. And when all you can recall is the pain, just you wait until tomorrow when you wake up with me at your side and find I hadn't lied about nothing. And I wouldn't trade a tree for the way I feel about you in the morning. Anyhow, I love you. And every day it gets just a little bit better. Oh, and half the getting there is knowing where I've been before. Well, I'm sure you understand, 'cause I'm not your first man. So when you feel like running for the back door, don't. Just you wait until tomorrow when you wake up with me at your side and find I hadn't lied about nothing. And I wouldn't trade a tree for the way I feel about you in the morning. Anyhow, I love you. Oh, just you wait until tomorrow when you wake up with me at your side and find I hadn't lied about nothing. I wouldn't trade a tree for the way I feel about you in the morning. Anyhow, I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, this is a song about moving west in the late 1800s, and a song about my family, who were all fiddle players, except for me. And but anyway, I was thinking about this song after I wrote it, and kind of the analogy that occurred to me was it's kind of like old field hippies having a kid grow up straight on them, you know. I got one myself. Wants a Camaro. Coleman Bonner was a fiddle-playing fool. He's a backwoods rounder and a breaker of mules. Coleman Bonner's got a wore-out bow. He been playing 2 days down the New Cut Road. Coleman's little sister said, you better act right, Coleman. Daddy's gone to Louisville, he'll be back tonight. He gonna get another wagon and a good pair of mules. Oh, and we're gonna move to Texas, we just waiting on you. Coleman's daddy, he pulled up in the yard, and he said, pack up your lives, kids, it's getting too hard. Kentucky's all right, but there's too many people. Woo! Just the other day, I thought I saw a church steeple. Coleman said, Daddy, don't you worry about me. I'm gonna stay here in Kentucky till the day I die. I'm gonna drink that sour mash, I'm gonna race that mare. Oh, and I got a woman with a red fox hair. Now y'all been moving west since the day you got married. Well, I'm getting off the wagon, Daddy, I'm too old to be carried. I'm gonna stay here in Kentucky where that bluegrass grows, and I'm gonna play it all night down a New Cut Road. Yep. Coleman's daddy said, now what's it all coming to? Young people these days are just as stubborn as mules. Oh, you can't make him go, he's too old for that. It's that damned old fiddle and that bowler hat. Coleman's mama said, now let the boy stay, 'cause he was raised up solid and he can find his own way. But as for me, honey, I'm with you, and I always thought Kentucky was just passing through. Coleman's little sister, she started in a crying, and his daddy shook his head for the very last time. Coleman's mama said, somebody gotta do it. Ooh, there wouldn't be no Kentucky unless you didn't stick to it, Coleman. Coleman Bonner stood on the porch of that cabin, and I watched them all go to Texas in a covered wagon. Then he pulled out his fiddle and he rosined up his bow, and he played a little tune called the New Cut Road. Thank you. I'm going to play some new songs tonight. I just finished making a new record. And, they're new to me, I guess. I've been doing them a couple of years. Pretty new. But hopefully that'll be out soon. Now, there's a good question. I don't know quite yet, but just keep your eyes peeled. Somebody will come along and tell you. Anyway, this is a song I wrote with my wife Susanna, and a friend of ours named Richard Dobson had a hand in it. It's called Old Friends. And there's one right there. Hobart, as I live and breathe. It's like when you're making conversation and you're trying not to scream, and you're trying not to tell them that you don't care what they mean, and you're really feeling fragile, and you really can't get home, and you really feel abandoned, but you want to be alone. Old friends shine like diamonds. Old friends you can always call. Old friends Lord, you can't buy 'em. You know it's old friends after all. When the house is empty and the lights begin to fade and there's nothing to protect you except a window shade, and it's hard to put your finger on the thing that scares you most, and you can't tell the difference between an angel and a ghost. Old friends, they shine like diamonds. Old friend, you can always call. Old friend, Lord, you can't buy 'em. You know it's old friends after all. Yes, it's old friends that shine like diamonds. Old friends, you can always call. Old friend, Lord, you can't buy 'em. You know it's old friends after all. This is a song I wrote with a friend of mine named Richard Lee. Richard Lee is a wooden boat sailor and builder and all-around good guy. And one of the other things he did, he's the guy that wrote "Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue," and wrote it about his dog, actually. Of course, he didn't tell Crystal Gale that till a little later. Time there was, I was feeling so hopeless. It's a wonder I didn't cave in. I kept throwing love at all the wrong people, never to see it again. But oh Lord, won't you look what I found, staring me right in the face. Through being lonely and I'm through being sad, ooh, and I'm all through throwing good love after bad. When I think of all of the time I've wasted wearing my heart on my sleeve, entrusting my love to the kindness of strangers, ooh, I was so naive. But oh Lord, won't you look what I found, staring me right in the face. Through being lonely and I'm through being sad, ooh, and I'm all through throwing good love after bad. I said, oh Lord, won't you look what I found, staring me right in the face. Through being lonely and I'm through being sad. I'm all through throwing good love after bad. This is a song that my wife Susanna wrote with the guy I was just talking about, Richard Lee. And after they wrote it, they spent about 30 minutes writing on this song. They came in and said, "Hey man, we finished the song," and played it for me. And I mean, my mouth dropped open. I just went, wow. One of the best songs I'd ever heard in my life. So I immediately went out shopping for a red velvet jumpsuit and a riding mower and planning my early retirement. Still waiting. This is a song called "Come from the Heart." When I was a young man, my daddy told me a lesson he learned. It was a long time ago. Oh, if you want to have someone to hold on to, you gonna have to learn to let go. You got to sing like you don't need the money, love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. It's gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. Now here is one thing that I keep forgetting. When everything is falling apart, oh, and life hasn't love, you know I need to remember there's such a thing as trying too hard. You got to sing like you don't need the money, love like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance like nobody's watching. It's gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. You got to sing sometime like you don't need the money, love sometime like you'll never get hurt. You got to dance, dance, dance like nobody's watching. It's gotta come from the heart if you want it to work. Thank you. Y'all know who Joe Ely is, don't you? Yeah. If you don't, he's a great songwriter from Lubbock, Texas, and one of the best pool shooters I've ever seen. Lost several $20 bills to him. Anyway, the thing I like about Joe most of all is he's the only guy I know who actually ran away from home and joined a circus. Everybody talks about doing that, but Joe actually did it. And he was a stock handler for Ringling Brothers. And he got to handle the llamas, he said. But as the circus train goes around, they hire local cowboys and wranglers to help them with the stock. And this is a song Joe wrote about that, called The Indian Cowboy, true American folk song. Well, if you ever go out to the circus where the Wallanders walk on the wire, well, I'll tell you a tale to remember when the white horse's leap rings of fire. It was a cold night in Oklahoma, and the show was about to begin. And the animals, they were all restless when the star horse, she broke from her pen. Now she was a mare of high spirit, just like a whore on a Saturday night. She's kicking and bucking past the men who was brushing the elephants lying on their sides. Now next to the tent sat some lanterns, and they was dangerously close to the hay. And that mare headed straight for those lanterns that some fool had put there by mistake. Ooh, then up stepped some Indian cowboy, and his lasso went whirling through the air. And in the full dead middle of danger, ooh, he roped that runaway mare. And then the elephants raised up their trumpets, and two of them broke from their chains, stampeded that Indian cowboy who'd saved the big top from flames. So if you ever go out to the circus where the Wallanders walk on the wire, you just remember that Indian cowboy when the white horse's leap rings of fire. This is a song that I wrote about a man who was kind of like my grandfather. Actually, he was my grandmother's boyfriend, what he was, and but his name was Jack Prigg, and he drilled oil wells all over the world. First oil wells in South America and the Middle East, and he's a guy that taught me how to whittle and cuss, spit, drive a car, and sit up straight. And I play the Red River Valley, and he'd sit in the kitchen and he'd cry and run his fingers through 70 years of living and wonder, Lord, has every well I drilled gone dry? With his friends, me and this old man was like desperados waiting for a train. Like desperados waiting for a train. Well, he's a drifter and a driller of oil wells, and an old school man of the world. He taught me how to drive his car when he's too drunk to. Ooh, and he'd wink and give me money for the girls. And our lives was like some old western movie, like Desperados waiting for a train. Like Desperados waiting for a train. From the time that I could walk, he'd take me with him to a bar called the Green Frog Cafe. There was old men with beer guts and dominoes. Oh, and they're lying about their lives while they play. And I was just a kid that they all called his sidekick, like Desperados waiting for a train. Like Desperados waiting for a train. And one day I looked up and he's pushing 80. There's brown tobacco stains all down his chin. Well, to me, he's one of the heroes of this country. So why is he all dressed up like them old men? He's drinking beer and playing Moon and 42, like a desperado waiting for a train. Like a desperado waiting for a train. And then the day before he died, I went to see him. And I was grown and he was almost gone. So we just closed our eyes and dreamed us up a kitchen and sang another verse to that old song. Come on, Jack, the son of a bitch is coming. And with desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. Thank you. For some reason, it seems like mankind has always been fascinated with pushing dirt around. Find a nice little pile of dirt over here and just can't wait to get it over here. That's part of the human condition. There's kind of a little existential treatise on pushing dirt around. Some days I think this old machine is out to get me. Some days she does what I tell her, like dancing with a widowmaker 40 hours a week. You know I'm talking about a big old D10 Caterpillar. Woo! I don't know why I like to drive them like I do. You know it ain't nothing but 175,000 pounds of steel. Could be the money, babe, could be the power, could be I love the way it feels, could be I love the way it feels. But you know she's mighty unforgiving, so you got to pay attention. You know her D10 can be the death of you. But I get her all fired up and I can feel it in my soul. You know it's hard to tell who's driving who. And I can move Alaska all the way to Beirut. I can bulldoze a beeline from here to Peru. I can push the Rocky Mountains into the sea. You know, heavy metal don't mean rock and roll to me. I'm like a modern day mule skinner. I'm driving 10,000 mules, so I gotta say a little prayer every day. Lord, just let me get her turned around without falling down this mountain, 'cause you know the boss don't like me treating his D10 that way. I don't know why I like to drive him like I do. You know it ain't nothing but 175,000 pounds of steel. Could be the money, babe, could be the power, could be I love the way it feels, could be I love the way it feels, could be I love the way it feels, could be I love the way it feels. Okay. I'll just go right ahead and do it then. One thing I learned a long time ago: if you get a request, do it. You may not get that chance. Now hold on. He was a wino, tried and true, done about everything there is to do. And he worked on freighters, and he'd worked in bars, and he worked on farms, and he'd worked on cars. Well, there was white port that put that look in his eye grown men get when they need to cry. And we sat down on the curb to rest, and his head just fell down on his chest. He says every single day it gets just a little bit harder to handle, and yet. And then he lost the thread and his mind got cluttered and the words just rolled off down the gutter. Well, he was an elevator man in a cheap hotel in exchange for the rent on a one-room cell, and he's old, years beyond his time, no thanks to the world and the white port wine. So he says, son, he always called me son. He said, life for you has just begun. And then he told me the story that I'd heard before, how he fell in love with a Dallas whore. How he could cut through the years to the very night that it ended in a whorehouse fight, and she turned his last proposal down in favor of being a girl about town. Now it's been 17 years riding line, and he ain't been straight none of the time. It's too many days of fighting the weather and too many nights of not being together. so he died. When they went through his personal effects, in among the stubs from the welfare checks was a crumbling picture of a girl and a door, and an address in Dallas and nothing more. And the welfare people provided the priest, and a couple from the mission down the street sang Amazing Grace. No one cried except some lady in black way off to the side. We all left, and she's standing there, and the black veil covering the silver hair. And old one-eyed John said her name was Alice, and she used to be a whore in Dallas. So let him roar, Lord, let him roll. I bet he's gone to Dallas, rest his soul. Just you let him roll, Lord, let him roar. They always said that heaven was just a Dallas whore. Just you let him roar, Lord, let him roll. I bet he's gone to Dallas, rest his soul. Thank you.